The radar blip appears first as a distant speck on the scope. It is faint but unmistakable. The crew of the carrier strike group notices the change instantly. Every operator leans closer to the console. Eyes flick between instruments and each other. Silence falls like a weight over the bridge. In the cockpit of a fighter jet 20 miles out, the pilot feels the tension in the air. Fingers tighten on the stick. The engines roar beneath, vibrating through every bone. Outside, the horizon stretches endlessly, the ocean reflecting a pale, deceptive calm. He knows this flight is a test. The carrier is a prize and a puzzle. Every maneuver, every decision counts. Back on the carrier, the captain rises from his chair. He does not speak yet. His eyes scan the reports coming in from the Combat Information Center. The foreign jets are probing. They are fast. They are precise. But they have not crossed the line. Not yet. Every sailor senses it, the thin line between provocation and open conflict. On deck, aircraft wait. Pilots run through checklists with practiced motions. Engines hum. The smell of jet fuel fills the air. The deck crew communicates with hand signals, every movement synchronized. Above, the carrier's radar monitors the incoming jets. Each blip is a question. Every response must be calculated. Restraint here is as deadly as a missile. In the Combat Information Center, officers track each movement. Screens light the room in cold blue and green tones. Analysts call out distances, altitudes, and speeds. The captain issues silent orders through gestures. No missile launch yet. No aggressive response, only observation and readiness. The foreign pilots twist and turn, testing reactions. Their objective is clear: see how far they can push. One of the foreign jets arcs closer. It banks sharply, a maneuver designed to intimidate. The carrier's crew does not flinch. The captain's hand rests lightly on the console. His mind races through scenarios. He knows that one wrong step could trigger a cascade of violence. The rules of engagement are precise. The doctrine of restraint is not weakness. It is strategy. Inside the cockpit, the pilot's pulse quickens. He senses the invisible wall of discipline surrounding the carrier. Every pilot dreams of pushing limits. Every operator dreams of control. But here the tension is mutual. The ocean seems to absorb sound, yet the vibrations of anticipation are palpable. They are in a deadly ballet, and neither side can falter. The carrier commander speaks finally, his voice calm, measured. Orders ripple through the ship. Pilots prepare for intercept, but hold position. Anti-air defenses arm but do not fire. Every sailor knows the stakes. Each second stretches into eternity. The foreign jets change altitude suddenly, dipping toward the water like predatory birds. It is a test of nerves, a test of patience, a test of judgment. Suddenly, a report comes from the radar operator. A jet has broken formation. It accelerates toward the carrier, faster than any previously recorded approach. The room tenses. Eyes lock on the screens. The captain exhales slowly, knowing that a single decision now will echo far beyond these waters. The blip grows larger. The threat is real. The world watches invisibly, waiting for action. And then the unexpected happens. The jet does not fire. It does not engage. It hovers on the edge of provocation. Silence returns, broken only by the hum of engines and the steady chatter of operators confirming positions. The crew exhales, but the tension remains. They know this is only the beginning. The carrier's captain leans over the console, eyes narrowing. He has seen bluffs before, but nothing this deliberate. Somewhere far away, someone is watching through sensors, calculating the same variables. In that moment, strategy and restraint collide in a deadly calculation. The question hangs over everyone. Who will make the first mistake? The foreign pilot adjusts his throttle. The ocean stretches like a mirror below. The carrier's crew watches every second. The thin line between patience and retaliation shimmers like heat on water. And then, as if a signal unseen by all, the jet banks sharply toward the horizon. The moment passes, but the tension does not. Something on the radar changes. A secondary blip appears faster, smaller, almost imperceptible. The CIC erupts into quiet alarms. The captain freezes. The rules of engagement are about to be tested in ways none of them anticipated. Cliffhanger. The tiny blip accelerates directly toward the carrier. The operators call out distances. Every hand grips a console. Every mind calculates survival. The first test of restraint is about to become a fight for control. The tiny blip grows faster on the radar. It moves with precision, almost as if guided by intent rather than chance. The carrier's crew stiffens. Operators shout distances, altitudes, and headings. Fingers fly over keyboards. Screens flash with real-time calculations. The captain's eyes are locked on the incoming object. Every instinct screams danger. In the cockpit of the approaching aircraft, the pilot senses the tension radiating from the carrier. He sees the horizon filled with steel giants. The carrier sits like a fortress in the middle of endless water. His orders were simple: provoke, measure response, and retreat. But instinct fights training. The thrill of control, the smell of jet fuel, the roar of engines, it all calls for a moment of audacity. Back on deck, crew members brace. The launch crews remain in position, ready to scramble interceptors at a moment's notice. The carrier's anti-air systems hum softly, armed and calibrated. Every defensive mechanism is poised but restrained. Restraint here is more dangerous than action. One wrong launch, one misread signal, and the world could escalate into chaos. The foreign pilot executes a sharp bank. His jet dives toward the carrier, but does not engage weapons. The cockpit is a controlled chaos of dials, gauges, and blinking lights. He can feel the pulse of the carrier as though it were another living being. The invisible boundary of rules of engagement presses down like gravity. Crossing it would trigger instant retaliation. In the Combat Information Center, officers calculate time to intercept with precision. Every number is double-checked. Radar operators confirm speed and trajectory. The captain issues silent gestures, signaling patience. Restraint has been drilled into every sailor. Discipline is the true weapon of the carrier. It is tested in seconds, measured against instinct, courage, and fear. The approaching jet suddenly halts its dive. Hovering above the water, it twists in a maneuver meant to provoke. Pilots on deck follow the movements, their eyes sharp. Interceptors remain grounded but armed. The carrier's crew has rehearsed this scenario countless times. They know the jet is measuring their reaction as much as their distance from it. Somewhere in the distance, a second jet appears, mirroring the first. The complexity of the situation doubles. The carrier's radar tracks both simultaneously. Analysts call out every change. The captain's hand hovers over the communication console. Orders must be precise. Reaction must be measured. One false step and escalation is inevitable. The tension in the cockpit of the first foreign jet is palpable. The pilot's heart pounds as he senses the carrier's resolve. He has been trained to push boundaries but not to break them. He wonders how far the captain will allow provocation. The sea below stretches endlessly, indifferent to human strategy and warfare. On the carrier, a signal lights up the radar. It is smaller than any jet, faster than expected. Possibly a drone or a high-speed reconnaissance craft. The operators call out in urgency. The captain leans over the console. The rules of engagement are clear. Do not fire unless fired upon. Yet every second the object remains near the carrier increases risk exponentially. Deck crews continue their motions. Jets are ready for launch. Pilots are strapped in and scanning the horizon. Flight decks hum with controlled energy. There is no panic. Discipline dominates fear. Every sailor understands the silent language of restraint. Patience is tactical advantage, and the captain knows that restraint will win before violence can even begin. The foreign jets perform synchronized maneuvers, sharp banks, simulated attack runs that stop just short of lethal range. The carrier's crew observes without reaction. It is a calculated test of nerves. Every sailor knows the stakes are high. Every second carries weight. The pilot in the cockpit senses the invisible hand of control surrounding the carrier. The tension escalates when the small, unidentified object changes course. It accelerates toward the carrier's edge, skimming above the waves at impossible speed. The radar blips flare on the screens. Operators call out coordinates and headings. The captain's eyes narrow. A misjudgment could mean destruction. The rules of engagement are a fragile barrier. In the cockpit, the pilot adjusts his throttle. He anticipates the carrier's response. He expects aggression. He expects a missile or a scramble, but the carrier remains still, disciplined, calculated. The hesitation frustrates him. Patience is a weapon sharper than any missile. Then it happens. The fast-moving object drops below radar for a fraction of a second. A hush falls over the Combat Information Center. Operators hold their breath. Every eye is fixed on the blinking light of uncertainty. It reappears moments later on a new vector, approaching the carrier at a speed that seems impossible. The crew reacts instantly, launching interceptors. Jets roar to life on deck, streaking into the sky. The foreign pilot watches, calculating their speed, their trajectory, their distance from danger. The game is escalating. Every move must be precise. Every pause carries consequences. Suddenly, a second alarm echoes. Another radar blip appears, faster, smaller, almost invisible. It is heading directly for the carrier's vulnerable rear. The CIC erupts into controlled chaos. Operators shout distances and headings. The captain tightens his jaw. The rules of engagement have never been tested under such precise provocation. The thin line between patience and reaction is about to vanish. The first foreign jet hovers above the waves, eyes scanning for response. Its engines roar in defiance of the calm sea. Below, the carrier waits, disciplined and immovable. The second unknown object approaches like a phantom. Its speed and trajectory leave no margin for error. The carrier's crew knows that the next moments will define the outcome. And then the unthinkable occurs. The small object splits into two. One blip veers directly at the carrier. The other darts toward the formation of accompanying destroyers. The CIC erupts in frantic calculation. Operators shout headings and altitudes. The captain's hand hovers over the console, ready but restrained. Every mind is trained to anticipate the unexpected. The foreign pilot watches in disbelief. He had tested patience, but this was beyond his calculations. The carrier remains still. Restraint has become the ultimate weapon. The sea stretches endlessly, silent witness to the tension and skill of two opposing forces. The alarm blares across the carrier. Every sailor feels the vibration through the deck. Pilots strap themselves into jets, already running engines. The flight deck hums with energy. The target is clear. The unknown object heads straight for the center of the ship. Seconds are measured in heartbeats. The captain stands rigid. He surveys the Combat Information Center, eyes scan every blip. Operators call out altitudes and headings. The rules of engagement are a line drawn in invisible ink. He knows that crossing it too soon could trigger disaster. Patience is the sharpest weapon in the arsenal. The fast object drops lower. Waves crash beneath it. The carrier remains still. Anti-air systems lock on, but do not fire. Deck crews move with precision. Jets lift into the sky as interceptors are launched. Pilots feel the weight of responsibility pressing down. Every maneuver is calculated. Every second counts. The foreign pilot watches from a distance. He expected reaction, but not this calm control. His aircraft twists in anticipation. He measures distances and angles. The carrier is a fortress of discipline. Restraint dominates the battlefield. The invisible rules of engagement shape every decision. The unknown blip splits again. One vector angles slightly to the port side. The other accelerates toward the flight deck. Interceptors close in from the carrier. Their engines roar. They climb fast. Precision is everything. The blip reacts. Small course corrections keep it within millimeters of impact. Operators shout positions. Calculations are frantic but precise. The captain gives a single gesture. Launch the final interceptor. Pilots respond instantly. The jet streaks forward like a bullet. The small object hovers, then accelerates. Time seems to freeze. Every eye watches the approach. The carrier shakes as the object passes dangerously close. A wave of relief rolls across the crew, but no one relaxes fully. Discipline holds. The object banks sharply away at the last moment. The threat has not been neutralized, but it has been contained. Patience has prevailed. In the cockpit, the foreign pilot breathes heavy. He has tested limits and found an immovable force. His aircraft circles above the water. The carrier remains ready. Its crew watches every movement. Calculated restraint has denied provocation. The sea remains a silent witness to the tension. A second radar report appears. The remaining fast object is retreating. It climbs toward the horizon. The carrier's crew does not pursue. Restraint holds. Interceptors return to deck. Pilots remove helmets slowly. Deck crews relax slightly. The operation was a test of nerves, and it has been passed. The captain leans back for the first time. Eyes sweep the horizon. Communication officers log every detail. Every decision is recorded. Analysts confirm that restraint has prevented escalation. The thin line between aggression and disaster has been preserved. The foreign jets retreat entirely. Their mission complete. The carrier has not fired a shot. Discipline and strategy have been the true weapons. Patience has defined victory without destruction. The crew exhales collectively, but remains alert. The ocean stretches endless and indifferent. Somewhere far away, commanders on the other side analyze the outcome. They see restraint as strength. They see discipline as superiority. The carrier remains a floating fortress. Its presence alone is a deterrent. Its patience a lesson in controlled power. The carrier moves forward. Jets return to readiness. Deck crews resume drills. Analysts continue monitoring. The threat may return. Rules of engagement remain strict. Every sailor understands that restraint is a weapon wielded with precision and courage. In the cockpit of one of the foreign jets, the pilot wonders what could have changed the outcome. Aggression was tempting but ineffective. He realizes that the greatest battles are not always fought with missiles or guns. Some victories are won with patience and strategy alone. The carrier moves on through calm seas. Its crew prepares for the next challenge. The tension of the encounter lingers. Eyes remain vigilant. Minds are sharp. Restraint has proven itself as deadly as firepower. The game has ended, but lessons remain. The final scene focuses on the flight deck. The sun sets across the water. Pilots step from jets. Crew members wipe sweat from brows. The hum of engines fades. The ship continues its mission. Every movement reflects readiness. Every breath carries the memory of the encounter. The camera pans to the horizon. The ocean is vast and quiet. The encounter is over. The carrier has survived without firing. Patience has defined victory. Strategy has triumphed over provocation. The crew reflects silently. One question remains for viewers to ponder. What would you do in this cockpit? The screen fades slowly. Tension lingers. The story of discipline, restraint, and strategy remains. The ocean holds its secrets. The carrier sails on. The test of patience ends, but the lessons remain etched in steel and human resolve. In the vast, silent ocean, a U.S. carrier faces a calculated test of nerves. Aggressive foreign jets push the limits of provocation. Every radar blip and cockpit maneuver becomes a battle of patience and restraint. The crew must hold their composure while threats hover dangerously close. Discipline and strategy, not firepower, define the outcome. The thin line between provocation and escalation hangs by a thread. In the end, restraint proves to be the deadliest weapon at sea. Don't forget to subscribe to Naval Pulse. What would you do in this cockpit? Let us know in the comments.